Good morning, everyone. A little bit of a drama setting up this morning. That's all right. We will survive. I don't know what's going on. My webcam doesn't seem to be lacking the YouTube system at the moment. So you have like my whole room, basically. So this morning we are going to put my makeup on for work. I am still having to go to work. My work is considered an essential service for this time at the moment. I don't know whether that's going to change at all. It probably will at some point. But for now, I still have to go to work. So we're going to put my makeup on for work. And I've never done putting my makeup on in a live stream setting before, so bear with me while we do this. I have like crap everywhere in front of me. I've got palettes and I've got my box of Project Pam makeup, but I guess this is a good way for you all to see how I do my basically everyday work makeup, as well as like use my Project Pam products. So yeah, let's get into it, otherwise I'm going to be late. So I'm starting with this is my eyeshadow primer. This is the Too Faced one. I kind of cracked the shits this last couple of days, and I was like, when is this goddamn primer going to be finished? So I squeezed it all into here, and it ended up being a lot more primer than I thought it was originally. So I was kind of shocked. I don't know if any of you saw my update. There was like the tiniest little bit in the end, and like this is after I think maybe 3 or 4 days worth of use, what's left over from everything that I squirted out of that tube. So I think that this might be going for another month because there's a lot here, and yeah, it's not ideal the way that I've dealt with this, but I was hoping that there would be a lot less left than I thought there actually is. So I'm just popping this on my fingers, and I just apply this to my lids. And yes, I did wash my hands before I started this. I have hand sanitizer here if I need it. So at the moment, with putting my makeup on in the morning, I still wear makeup at the moment. I know a lot of people have decided not to wear makeup, which is totally fine. Like, it's a total personal preference, but I'm just trying to be as clean as possible. Basically, like, my house is pretty clean anyway, so when it comes to germs, Jack and I are feeling pretty good at the moment, so we're not really spreading any germs in terms of like the virus between us. Neither of us have any fevers or anything, so I still feel okay to wear my makeup at the moment. If I was to get sick, I probably would hold off wearing makeup for a little while. So I apply this from my lash line to my brow bone. It is shimmery and not the best for some eyeshadow looks, but for work every day, I deal with it. Just wiping that off my fingers. Okay, pop that to the side. Now I have all my brushes here. Most of these are my Refa brushes, and they are due for another wash, that's for sure. So I go in with the Refa 15 brush, and I think for today I'm going to use a combination of, I really want to use this palette because I absolutely love it, but I've been using it too much lately and I have barely touched this one. So I think I'm going to use a combination of these two. Maybe I'll just use the Lorac one. Anyway, I'm just rambling now. And I'm going to go in with the color White, and I'm going to pop that from like my crease to my brow bone, and this is quite stark white when you blend it out, so it does end up being quite, like, it does highlight your brow bone quite a lot, which I'm not the biggest fan of that look, but oh well. Trying to hit pan on this shade, and I feel like I'm getting quite close, so yeah, I'm gonna persevere. I don't know whether you might be able to see the dip, but this webcam with the lighting, it's just going to blow it out a bit, I think. Oh, there you go. Look at that dip. Look at that dip. So proud of myself. And then I'm going to go in with Cream, which is the color next door to it. And I'm going to pop that just a tad lower, so just above my crease. and just a little bit. I'm kind of just using the shade just to say that I have been using it. Like, it's not necessary for this look. It's just kind of it's there. I want to get more use out of this palette, so I'm just going to chuck it on my eyes. So there's that color, and then I'm going to switch brushes to, you guys are going to be horrified when you see this brush. This is the Refa 16 brush. I'm just going to dust this off my... Good morning, Felicity. Welcome. Watching me tragically wake up in the morning. Okay, so do you guys think I should do a brown look today, or more like these mauvey tones? This is a light pink color. For any of you that have the Lorac Pro 1 palette, you know what I'm talking about. But this is like a light pink color, and this is a mauve, or I do have these taupey browns. What do you reckon I can do? I can always throw in this one or the naked one, if you guys reckon. I don't know. I went with the browns yesterday, so maybe we'll go with the mauves in here today. Let's do that. So I'm going to dip into light pink. I don't know how this is. I actually don't think I've used this light pink color yet. And I'm just running that through my crease. Let's see how this goes. Good call, Felicity. Good call. If in doubt, opt for the mauves. This pink it says light pink, but it seems to have a bit of a purple tone to it. Okay. That barely shows up on my skin. It's basically the color of my skin tone. Then I'm going to go in with the color mauve, and I'm just popping that on my outer corner and then blending it into my crease. While we're here, how is everyone going? I know times are getting a bit scary at the moment. If you are not in Australia, so we've basically gone into like the first stage of our lockdown here. So pubs, clubs, gyms, cinemas, cafes have closed, forced closed. Cafes can only do takeaway. Takeaway restaurants are still open. Delivery, like food delivery, is still going ahead. Schools are going to remain open. I don't know how much longer for. I don't know how much longer for. That will probably change again today, because I know a lot of the teachers are striking about having to go into work, which I kind of understand, because I'm quite anxious every day I go into work. Felicity says she's feeling a bit anxious and very annoyed. I'm being made to go into work at the moment. Yeah, I'm being made to go into work at the moment as well. I don't think my work will close. Yes, Victoria have decided to start their school holidays early. So normally in Australia we have like a 2-week school holiday over Easter. And I think that was due to start on Friday for most of the states. And Victoria decided to start them today. So they only ended up losing like 2 or 3 days of school. And then after the break, I don't know what's going to happen. I have no idea. I just accidentally put my brush into the wrong color. That's right. For my work makeup, I'm really like slap and dash, basically. Like, I just throw it on and get my butt out the door. Your work won't close, but tested work from home measures over the weekend, so I'm hoping they let us. Yeah, that'd be good. My work's not really something that can be done from home. We are really trying to do as much as we can by phone, and like making people not come into the building, essentially, like not letting people in the building unless they absolutely have to. But yeah, I don't think my work will actually close. I think that they probably will go to like a reduced roster kind of thing if they do need to. I don't think they'll actually close. So in the meantime, anything that's to do with like health and safety or anything like that, I'm being like the little health and safety warrior in our work and like refusing to do things that are really close to people and different things like that, because yeah, there's a few things going on that I'm like, yeah, this isn't complying with social distancing. Yeah, a bit ridiculous. And another thing that's really annoying me, I'm going to go into the Marvelous Mobs palette because I just want to add some more definition. You guys can't really see it, it just looks quite pink. I'm going to cover half of this palette because I don't want you to get the sneak peek. But the two colors at the end, I'm going to probably dip between those two and just deepen the outer crease a little bit. What was I going to say? If we, the one thing that is really annoying me is that Queensland statewide has their like local government elections this weekend. So Saturday we are supposed to go and vote. It is still considered an essential service. Like there's going to be thousands upon thousands of people flocking to the election booths to cast their vote, and they still consider it an essential service considering the nation is like in lockdown. So annoying. I'm like so annoyed by it. So if you are in Queensland and you can, I really recommend doing pre-poll. If you can get to pre-poll, try and go like at a weird time. Avoid like lunch breaks and stuff like that because there's going to be lots of people going during lunch breaks. But like they're not changing it. So pre-poll is an option. If you've already organised your postal vote, that's an option. And I think someone from my work mentioned something about phone voting. So I haven't really looked into that, but maybe that's an option as well. I just can't believe that they're still doing it, considering like ordinarily people with like disabilities or the age, like elderly people already struggle to get there, and it's already a bit of a problem for them being around a lot of people. But with this added to it, I can just see what's going to happen. It's just ridiculous. And I've told my husband that he has to do pre-poll. He always refuses to pre-poll because he likes getting his democracy sausage. So he's really sad that he's not gonna get his democracy sausage. So when we went shopping last night for some food, because we actually needed groceries for once, he got some sausages so he can make his own at-home democracy sausages. Okay, so that's basically my eyes. Yeah, democracy sausage. Basically, for those, if anyone international is wondering what a democracy sausage is, you've probably heard of like Bunnings sausages or anything like that. They're all the same. It's just a cooked up sausage on a bread with sauce on top. So like tomato sauce, barbecue sauce, some people put mustard, some people put onion on it. Like it's just a sausage on bread. But every time, like every year with the polling booths, there's always like a fundraiser for the school or for a charity or something like that where people are cooking sausages and they sell the sausages on bread with like a drink and stuff to raise money. And that's why he refers to them as democracy sausage. It's like his reward for voting. Okay, now for my lid color, I'm going to grab out one of my ColourPop Super Shock shadows that is in my Partners in Cream. So I think I'm going to combine the color Truth as along with my highlighter on my eyes. And with these, I just use my pinky finger and slap it on my lid. I found that that's the best way to get like enough pigment on my eye, because otherwise with the brush, like I've tried a fair few different brushes in my collection and I just find that they don't really pick it up and lay it down properly. Like ordinarily I can't stand using my fingers to apply any kind of eyeshadow, but I just haven't found a brush that works well with these Super Shock shadows. And I normally layer these two because this is the color Truth and it's just not quite enough for me. It's a satin formula, so it's not like really sheeny like I like it to be. So that's why I have been topping the two. And I think my color Truth is starting to dry out. Like you can probably see there, it's starting to go a bit crumbly. So I think it legit is starting to dry out. Bye, Felicity. Have a good day and definitely stay safe yourself as well. Stay away from them people. Okay, so that's what it looks like with Truth over the top. So it's quite a like subtle look, but there's not really anything subtle about me. So I'm going to top it with a bit of the highlighter Flexitarian. Just like not too much because I don't want it to be too over the top because I am going to work. See, it just adds a little something something. You could definitely just go with Truth, but I just like my eyelids to look really shimmery and sparkly. And it's a good way for me to get use out of this one as well. This Flexitarian, because I haven't been using it much on my cheeks. I'm starting to get a little bit of a dip in it, but I think this one is going to be in the Partners in Cream project for the long haul, which is fine. It's fine. It actually looks quite nice on the cheeks. Sometimes if you apply too much, I feel like it can get a tad bit chunky, but if you kind of slowly build it up and work it in, it does look really nice. Then I'm going in, so I'm going to do my base now. This is the Mecca Cosmetica Illuminating Primer. And I do about 1.5 pumps of this. Probably too much, but I have a big face. And then I just rub it in. Okay. Now I'm going to put on the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation. I don't want to wear this, but hopefully I finish this. I don't think I'm going to be finished it this week, but I want to be finished it soon. I wore this one to work yesterday. So it was like the first day that I actually wore it for, I think, a full day. So it would have been easily probably 12, maybe 16 hours. Like I wore it for a very long time yesterday. But I walked to work yesterday, and by the time I walked to work, just with a little bit of sweat, like it was breaking apart on my lip because I was like, I'm a big sweaty upper lipper when I do any kind of physical exercise. So it was like full splitting apart on my top lip, like around my hairline, like it started splitting apart. So I don't recommend this foundation for like any long period of time because I just think it's not the best. And this packaging is just the worst. It's got like this little divot in it. So you're supposed to like press the button on the foundation for it to come out, and you're supposed to use the divot to put your beauty blender in, and then, but I just think that's quite gross. So I don't do that. I squirt it onto my little metal palette that I clean like every day. Because I just prefer that. I just think that the packaging is crap. Plus the fact that, yeah, I'm wondering, I have actually broken this apart. So if you have this foundation and you want to actually get into the tube, you can pop this bit off here. So it's a little bit finicky, but up in this cap here, there's like 2 little bits that you can pop off. So you pop this like plate off and then you can pull the top off. So if you do need to get into it, you can. It's just really annoying. But if I need to scrape the sides down or anything like that, I've already tried it. And then I'm using my Chatty Beauty Blenderful, and I kind of follow the way that she did it. So stripe it down your face and then blend it out. It's just so weird. Normally when I do like my videos, this is the bit that you would be like missing, because I don't usually do a lot of full face videos. So this is the bit you would normally not see. So I guess it's kind of interesting for some of you. I know a lot of you have been asking for get ready with me's and different things like that, but I just feel weird talking and applying makeup. It just isn't natural for me. I struggle to do both. Normally I kind of like go into my little world of concentration while I'm applying my makeup. You will probably do something similar. Like if you're ever applying your makeup and then your partner starts talking to you, you're just like, sorry, what? What did you say? Stop talking to me. Okay. This does not look the best on camera. Actually, it's not looking the best in general today. My face looks terrible. I will be really glad when I finish this foundation. Maybe it's these lights, but it is like emphasizing the texture on my face at the moment. I feel like I'm gonna have a spot on my face that I'm misblending. If you guys are there and you see a spot that I missed on my face, let me know. Okay. Holy gosh, it looks terrible. When you're actually in front of like studio lights and applying foundation, and it just looks terrible. It's actually making my skin look really dry, I think. Really textured. I don't like it. But anyway, we're going to soldier on. Next, I'm going in with my concealer. This is my Colourpop No Filter Concealer. And just applying some under the eyes. Not too much, because this is quite heavy, this concealer, I think. So I try and start with a little and then work up from there. And I blend this out with the Blenderful as well. This is going to be good. Okay. For those of you that have been stuck at home, what have you guys been doing to pass the time? Because obviously those of us that still have to go to work, we still need to practice social distancing and whatnot, and not go out and socialize on the weekend like we normally would. That's a lie. I wouldn't be socializing on the weekend. I'm a total like homebody introvert, so I definitely probably would not be socializing on the weekend. But yeah, if you have any tips or anything like that, how you've been passing the time at home, how you're staying sane and entertaining yourself, leave them in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, leave them in the comments down below. how you're passing the time, and that way people can have some more ideas of what they're doing to pass the time and keep themselves entertained and stay sane. Because, yeah, it's hard if you can't go out, if you struggle to even see the daylight and connect with nature, it's hard to stay sane. That definitely. I promise you it doesn't look this white in real life. The concealer is like, compared to the color of this foundation, it is very like lighter, like it's a lot lighter. Okay, I think it's blended. I think it's definitely blended. Okay. Then I set that with my ABH contour kit, and I use these two colors. So this is like the peachy like pressed powder and the banana powder. And I mix the two together on my Real Techniques setting brush. I just like do a swirl of the brush in both. And before I apply the powder, I just make sure that all the under eye area is blended out. And there's no like creasing before it's set. So make sure that's all blended, and then I go in with the powder. Ooh. And then same on the other eye. And I kind of grab a corner of the Blenderful that like I didn't use with wet product today, just to like absorb a little bit of any excess product. And then I go in and pack this in. It's a good look. The facial expressions that I pull when I'm doing my makeup. You guys are probably highly entertained by it. Okay. Next, we're going in with not my favorite powder at the moment. This is a combination of my Mary Kay mineral powder in Ivory 2 mixed with my Cinema Secrets translucent powder. So the color Ivory 2 was a little bit too dark for me. So I mixed in with some of the translucent powder to kind of knock back the color a little bit. I mean, it wasn't the most successful frankening process, but it made it a little bit better for me. And I flip over the strap on my Blenderful. So I'm using the other side, and I just press in like a whole heap of the powder and then just go like hell for leather, pressing it all over my face. And I do use quite a lot of powder especially when I'm doing my makeup for work, because this makeup needs to last me like 8 hours minimum. Like I won't be finished work until at least 5 today. So what's that? That's like 10 hours, 11 hours. And then if I do anything after work, I want it to last as well. So I do apply a lot of powder. Okay. I do make sure though, when I am applying this, like, so when I'm pressing this into the powder, that not too much is getting on the puff at once. Otherwise, I do end up with kind of colored blotches all over my face from where like you initially put it onto your skin and then blend it out. So like I apply a lot, but I'll more like go over the same spot a couple of times if I want to apply more powder. Oh, I forgot to do something. I just remembered. Okay. And I blend this up like under my eyes a little bit as well, just to kind of knock back the white, the concealer, just to make it blend into my face a little bit. That whole like really bright under eyes that a lot of the Instagram girls do, like I'm not the biggest fan of that look, especially for work. Like I just don't think it's necessary for me to do that at work. So I do try and blend the concealer into the foundation a lot if there's a really stark contrast between the two. Okay, so that's that done. Base and whatnot. Now I'm going in with my Marc Jacobs Omega bronzer that is in my project pan that I'm not making any progress on. This guy goes on forever. Like it still has the ripples in the pan from when I first brought it. And I've been using this quite a lot lately. And the ripples are barely wearing down. So just do a little bit on like each forehead. Each side of my forehead, not each forehead. And then I do use this to contour, bronzer kind of. So I do use it to kind of chisel out my cheeks a little bit, as you can see there. But then I do blend it out quite a lot. That's actually really helpful for seeing your contour. Okay. And then I just do a little bit down the neck too. Just, you know, for a way to extra use it extra. Words are all backwards in the morning. And, you know, a little bit on the chest. This kind of helps the like the foundation blend in a little bit better as well. Okay, I think that's enough. And then into the never-ending blush palette, the Too Faced Love Flush palette. And I've been using, is it this one? Yeah, this one. This one is the one that I am trying to pan this month, but it doesn't seem to be cooperating. We are getting very close to it. It's definitely, I can see it's definitely getting a lot lower, but the pan, I cannot see yet. And I do find this palette in particular, I don't know about anyone else that's panning this palette, but I find that it's quite easy to blend. So I don't really, to a certain extent, get scared about applying too much because I've found that it's quite easy to blend out. I can't really tell, but like the lighting's really washing it out. Okay, and then if I want like some extra color, I'll dip into any of the other ones, but I'm trying to hit pan on this one as well. Well, I'm trying to hit pan on the whole palette, but these are the two that I've made the most progress on at the moment. So if I do need a bit of color, I'll dip into that one. Okay, blush is done for now. Then I just grab a Real Techniques. This is my Refa 05 brush. You can use any brush, like your powder brush, anything like that. I just use this because I have it. And I just basically run over that blush and like blend out the edges, blend over the top. And if you need to, like if you definitely have gone too ham, what I recommend is trying to blend it out as much as you can. So blend it all out, and then you can go over it with your face powder. And if it's colored, maybe not. But because I have a colored powder, I have been doing that. But it does make it like meshing a little bit nicer with the rest of your base if you do use the color. See, like I said, I find that it's really a quite blendable blush formula, so I don't get too scared about applying too much. Like the colors in the pan do look quite scary, but those few that I have been using, I find blend out really nicely. And then like I'll go back in with just the tiniest little like dab of powder on the, like, if that's probably even too much, on the end of my brush, and then I'll just run over that with that powder. And then same on the other side. Done. Okay. Then for highlight, I use a highlighter. Well, I am using at the moment the highlighter in my ABH contour kit. And I use it on a Real Techniques setting brush. So I have two of these brushes. So I use one for setting under my eyes, and I use one for applying highlighter. And I swirl in this pan quite a lot because it's a really stiff formula. Actually, I think it might have gotten hard pan again. So I like swirl quite a lot in there. I almost like kind of dig into it because it is a really firmly pressed formula. But it does, like, it's not the worst highlighter I've ever used. It does actually look quite nice. And I do my cheekbones. It actually looks really nice with the lines. I do a little bit, like, tiny little bit above each eyebrow. And then I do my Cupid's bow as well. Done. Okay. Quickly do my brows. So brows, I'm using the Benefit Brow in number 3. I think that this is a tad bit too dark, but I can make it work. And I use my Ella Cosmetics brow brush. So just brushing up my brows. This pot of brow is going to take me years to get through. I'm like not seeing any kind of progress on it. The stuff from Benefit is expensive. But like if you get the Cabrow, it'll last you forever. I have been going kind of heavier than usual. English is not my strong suit in the morning. But yeah, I have been going a little bit heavier than usual on my brows lately. I've kind of been liking it actually. So I just fill in the areas that looking a bit sparse. Might fix up the tail a little bit because my brows haven't been shaped in like over a year. So just feel like it looks like I've got a bald patch. And as I go, I I'll apply a little bit of product and then I'll brush through the brows just to help blend it in a little bit, make it look a little bit more natural. Make sure it's not like clinging onto any spots or there's any like globs of product. like making sure it hasn't balled up or anything like that. So that's why I do that. Okay. That'll do. I'm only going to like, so I don't really care what my brows look like all that much for work, to be honest. Not doing a photo shoot at work, so it's all good. Now, before I realized that I forgot to put on, so this is my It Cosmetics No Tug Liner, and I always tight line with this. So up here, this is like the most awful step of the makeup routine. But it definitely makes a difference. Whew. If you have trouble doing this, hang on, let me finish it. Ooh. If you have trouble doing this on yourself, because it is very it's very daunting, like sticking something basically in your eye and rubbing it along your lash line. If you can, I would suggest trying this without having a full face of makeup on that you want to go out with. But what I do is I will look down and then I will try and like look in the opposite direction to where my pencil is. So if I'm wanting to do the inner corner, I will look down and I'll look like to the outer corner of my eye, and then as I'm like pulling it across, I'll like flick my eye to the other side. That way you're like not kind of, it's stretching the skin a little bit as well, because that way it's going to help it go on a little bit quicker, and you're not kind of focusing on, and you're not looking at what is happening, which you like watch something come into your eye, you automatically like get really off put and you start blinking and you want to pull away. So if you're like looking in the opposite direction, I find it helps. And it is a little bit, you got to get used to it a little bit, but trust yourself. Like, you're not going to poke yourself in the eye. Well, you might, but trust yourself. And like also to stop yourself from poking yourself in the eye, if you hold it like up and down instead of like this, it's also helpful as well. Like if you like hold it up, if you slip, you're gonna slip out. Like, so yeah, don't push it, hold it into your eye trying to do your tight line. I know some people will like pull their eye up and do it that way, whatever works for you, but I've found that technique has been working the best for me lately. Oh, now my nose is running because my eyes were watering. Okay, we only have a few more steps to go, and that is good because my ride's going to be here soon. So let me grab out some, what color shall I wear today? I think I might wear this one, or maybe that one. They're pretty much exactly the same. I don't know why So I'm going to grab out my mini Bare Minerals lipstick in XOX, and I'm going to just slap this on. I do have lip liners in my project pans, but I couldn't be bothered doing a lip liner today. So, and I'm like that most days actually. And okay. You right there, buddy? Mr. Sherlock is sitting under my chair. I'll finish my makeup and then he can make a guest appearance. Then I'm going to go in with the Color Theory lip gloss. This is one that I have in my I don't even know which one it's in anymore. I think it's in my Roulette hand collab. Okay, that is done. Last step is setting spray, and by setting spray I mean MAC Fix Plus in the Cherry Blossom scent, and I just go hell for leather as well. Whoop. And normally I have like a little hand fan. I am one of those people, but I had fans before fans were popular. I have like a little, I don't even know what it's called. It's made out of palm leaves. It's like hand woven. So now I'm going to wear all my makeup off onto my cup here. This is my basically everyday work makeup. That's how I apply it. It's very simple. I don't wear mascara on a daily basis. I've said this many times before. I have really sensitive eyes, so I try and for a daily basis, I try and avoid like mascara. And I find a lot of times mascaras can flake off throughout the day. And they just irritate my eyes. So I just don't bother with mascara on a daily basis. And that's why I've started wearing a liner on my upper waterline, on my tight line, because I feel like it kind of gives that illusion of mascara without having to wear mascara. Like it just kind of adds a little bit of definition on my top lash line, especially because I wear eyeshadow. So I go for that option instead of mascara because, yeah, mascara just upsets my eyes if I'm wearing it all the time, to be honest. Hey, Mr. Sherlock, do you want to come here? Come on. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Do you want some cuddles? Everyone wants to see you. Ugh. Here we go. Look. You going to say hello to everyone? What have you been doing while you're self-isolating? Hey? That's you on an everyday basis, isn't it? Hey? Hey? You don't like the world anyway, do you? So you just sleep and stay at home all day, don't you? Oh, and bark at the other puppies. Bark at the neighbours. Hey? Should we get ready for work? Should we finish getting ready for work? Okay. I think that's going to be it for today, everyone. I need to race off and get my lunch and everything ready for work. No, you can't eat this. So, yeah, I will jump off. If you are watching the replay, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Let me know down in the comments box what your favorite eyeshadows are to wear to work, how you're going with everything that's going on. Just a check-in. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're staying positive. If you need someone to talk to, I'm always here. I will be here on live streams here and there. Like I said, I do my Sunday live stream 9 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time every single Sunday, where we talk about new video releases. So if you want to hear something a little bit lighthearted in these trying times, pop that in your diary, pop that in your schedule, and yeah, I'll see you Sunday. I have a public holiday on Thursday, so there might be another live stream on Thursday, maybe. We'll see. And yeah, like I said, if you need anyone to talk to, I'm always here. I have videos coming out all the time, so you have some new content to watch all the time and keep yourselves entertained. Use what you have at home. Make sure you're playing with your makeup and having some fun. Grab out some colorful palettes to try and bring some color back into your life. And what else was I going to say? What else were we going to say, Mr. Sherlock? I think that's it. I can't think of anything else. Have a fantastically amazing day. Stay positive, stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you all for hanging out with me this morning. Thanks for getting ready with me for work, and I shall see you all later. Goodbye, everyone. Easter.